and it's Michelle here, and we are doing monthly zodiac sign readings for the month of October 2018. And the zodiac sign we will be doing today is Capricorn. Capricorn is also an earth sign. Woohoo! So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with our spread today for Capricorn. And the first question that's associated with our spread today is, what are my previous events or feelings that have recently come to pass? The first card in our spread today is the Five of Cups. Five of Cups. When the Five of Cups is drawn, it shows that you may be experiencing feelings of disappointment. Others may have let you down, or you feel in some way betrayed. You may be recounting previous actions with some regret at how things have turned out, either due to your own actions or of those around you. Perhaps a loved or trusted friend was not all you had hoped them to be. For this reason, this card can sometimes indicate the loss of a friendship and the natural process of grieving emotions that accompany such an event. Due to the emotional feelings that surround you, logic-minded is represented previously is clouded. So be aware that at this stage, the realities of the situation cannot be fully understood nor appreciated, while the emotional process is being experienced. In this card, the 3 cups are spilled, but 2 still remain standing, indicating that there are still positive factors at work, which you have not yet seen, as your focus is currently held upon that which you feel you have lost. It is important to read this card in context with the other cards in the surrounding spread. And we really won't know that yet because this is the first card in our spread. But the gist of this card is it's telling you that alternatively it may show that it will lead to something new and better ahead. Exercise care with this card. For many occupations where it appears, it talks about loss that's temporary in a situation and could later successfully resolve itself. So Capricorn, in our past events or feelings that have recently come to pass, you guys might have been having some feelings of some loss, whether it be with a friendship or a situation, and that it's telling you that you should take the time to have those emotional feelings, Capricorn, but you should also keep in mind that your feelings may change later on and that there could be a different perspective on it later. And that sometimes friends just need some time apart, or sometimes we just need to step out of that situation for a little bit to regroup and reconnect ourselves, Capricorn. So that is the past events or previous feelings that we've had in the weeks that have just recently passed. And the next card in our spread today is associated with what is currently happening in my present situation. And that card is the Knight of Swords. What is currently happening in my present situation? This card is representing a young man or an air element. The young man would be quick-minded, rather serious, and sometimes impatient. He has a strong character and can be strategically meticulous, yet sometimes appear insensitive to feelings of others around them due to forthright manner. If this has to do with an event, the energies brought by the Knight is so swiftly moving that it may feel chaotic due to the speed at which events unfold, and that feelings of confusion are created from this. Sometimes his swift moving action is necessary requirement as it brings about better circumstances. There is a great deal of strength offered by this Knight, which can be adventurous, so you need to be ready to ride with the changes he brings. So there is definitely either a person that is currently in your present situation, or it's an event that has the same characteristics in this present time. It's telling you, Capricorn, that the energies that are brought by this certain individual or this certain event, you feel that they are kind of moving at fast pace, and it's creating this chaotic environment for you, Capricorn, because you can't quite keep up with them. But what you need to keep in mind is that whatever it is, whether it be this person, whether it be this event that's going on right now currently for October of 2018 for you, Capricorn, that you need to remember that it's this action, this circumstances, these are necessary in order for you to move forward, to have better events, better circumstances coming forth to you in the month ahead. It deals with a great deal of strength, and this strength is going to either come by this event or this person that you are dealing with presently, Capricorn. So that is the card for what is currently happening in my present situation. The next card in our spread is associated with the question, what can I expect to be revealed to me in the weeks ahead? What can I be revealed to me in the weeks ahead? And that card, Capricorn, is the Emperor. The Emperor card is kind of an interpretation card. With the Emperor, it appears in a reading where it shows signs of financial stability, ambition, authority, and also achievement. You need to keep a calm head at this time, Capricorn. Make decisions based on facts and not be overly influenced by your emotions. This is a powerful card and is a wonderful omen for business and career matters. It also shows great progress. Well, this card is suggested of a powerful position to achieve your goals. Also, in relationships, it can also remind us to look at the situation in a more rational manner and not to become overly emotional regarding issues. To look at this thing with a clear head in order to achieve success, results, and financial stability for a family. It can also represent a powerful male influence. So there's 3 things that could be happening in this month coming up, October, for Capricorn. It's either you're going to be financially stable and this is the great time for you to work on your career. It also indicates that if it's not revolving around your finances, or if it is revolving around your finances, that there is a strong male influence that's going to come into play this month for you, Capricorn. It also could just mean that if you're revolving around family matters and finances, you need to take a step back, think logically about it, and move forward with a clear head. So those are the things that you can be revealed in the weeks ahead for October, Capricorn. And definitely, if it is revolving around family, just keep in mind that you want to budget with your income, budget with your finances. Make sure that you're making rational, logical decisions on where you're spending your money and not being frugal or frivolous with it, because this card is basically saying that it's a time for you to achieve success in your financial matters with family. The next question associated in our spread today for you, Capricorn, for the month of October is, what do I need to be mindful of when it comes to my health and well-being? What do I need to be mindful of when it comes to my health and well-being? And that card is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is often referred to as the apprenticeship card. It can signify learning a new skill or profession, such as it frequently shows up when there is an offer of new employment or taking a new position. It can also show entrance to a learning establishment, such as a university, a college, or even part-time studies. Quite often, the Eight of Pentacles indicates that existing talents can be used to create a venture that will bring financial gain. This may be interests, hobbies, or additional abilities that you are not currently using to its full potential. This would be a good time to look at vocational matters more closely. If you have always wanted to follow a different career path or advance your current one, then make some inquiries, because the signs indicate that opportunity could be more accessible than you previously believed. Now, because this card is showing up in our health and well-being placement in our spread today, this card is showing us that for our well-being, if we want to move forward and we want the best for our health and we want the best for our well-being, Capricorn, it's telling us that maybe it's time to go back to school. Maybe it's time to start using those untapped talents that you have, Capricorn. Maybe it's time for you to take a refresher. Maybe you guys are currently happy with your current work status or your current life status, but it's telling you that you need to keep in mind for your health and well-being that it's time to step up your game. It's time to refresh. It's time to reboot. It's time to learn some new things. Spice it up a little bit, Capricorn, because we are always learning. We are always changing. We are always growing. And in order for us to grow, we need to learn new things. So that is the message for your well-being and health for the month of October, Capricorn. The next card that we have today is associated with the question, what are the next steps needed to move forward in my career to become successful? What are the next steps needed to take to become successful in my career? And that card is the Five of Pentacles reversed. Five of Pentacles reversed. There there is hope. Your self-confidence is rebuilding. You have become honest with yourself and have regained your empathy and concerns for others. Challenging situations abound for you, but always hard work will get you through it. Your troubles will help you become stronger. This is a time to remember that what goes around comes around. Also, don't let your pride keep you from seeking help. There is a comic lesson waiting for you. Look forward to the future. You may find that you receive a grant or monetary gift to give you a little push, but it may not come quickly, so you need to be patient. This card may also be a warning that an impending accident due to the fact that you have not been entirely focused on your goals. This is showing up in our spread today as our 5th card, which is what are the next steps needed to move forward in my career to become successful, Capricorn. And pretty much what it's saying is kind of like the universal law, you reap what you sow. If you're putting out bad intentions, you're putting out negativity, that negativity and those bad intentions are going to come back to you. So what you need to be mindful of is that you need to start shifting your focus and being more positive about things, Capricorn, especially for the month of October when it comes to your career path. Maybe someone in your work environment is just giving you a hard time, and instead of perceiving this as a positive feedback situation, you're taking it as a negative feedback situation. And so, sometimes we tend to not have happy thoughts about certain people when some of those situations come about, or we tend to take it in a not so nice way, Capricorn. So what this card is telling you is if you want to be successful, you want to move forward in your career, you need to change your perspective in the way that you think. Something might come along in the form of a gift coming in the month of October, but it's not something that you should shift all your focus on. It's not something that you should anticipate to happen. It's something that might happen, and you need to have some patience. It's also saying that if you continue to go down this path that you're taking with your career, that there could be some kind of accident that's coming forth to you. So if you want to try to avoid that for the month of October, Capricorn, I think in your best situation, it would be for you to change your perspective. Have more positivity in your life. Instead of always thinking the worst of people or the worst of a situation, you need to take a step back, think logically, and you need to reverse your perspective on how you see it. And if you'd like an example of perspective, I can tell you, for an example, let's say that you are in a career, Capricorn, and you work in fast food, and you go to work, and there's just this one boss, and she is always asking you, or he is always asking you to do this, do that, do this, do that. But then they kind of like nitpick and critique you on everything, and you're taking that in a negative way. So, of course, because you're taking that in a negative way, you're having this perspective that, oh man, my boss really doesn't like me. I think they're just making me do all this stuff and telling me all these things just to get underneath my skin. Now, if you were to change your perspective on that, and you would go to work and you would have your boss tell you to do this and that and this and that, and then when you do it, they critique you. If you flip that perspective, it could also possibly be that this manager is kind of like self-grooming you to be a better person, so that maybe that you can move up in the ladder of your career. So instead of just being a regular crew person, they could be grooming you to take over a position in a higher setting in the company. So don't always think of things in a negative way. Try to change your perspective on them, Capricorn. Try to be a little bit more upbeat about things. Try to be a little bit more positive. You know, it's always nice to take something negative and change your perspective of it and put a positive spin on it, so that your whole day or your whole month isn't gonna go, oh man, I really don't want this. So just keep that in mind for the month ahead for October when it comes to your career and if you want to become more successful. The next card in our spread today is associated with the question, in what direction is my love life headed for the weeks ahead? And this card in our spread today is which one? The Six of Swords. The Six of Swords. Ooh. I don't know if you guys can see this, Capricorn, but I actually love this card in this deck for the Six of Swords. It is a woman, and she is in a blue hoodied cloak. And she's actually in a boat, and she has an oar, and she's getting ready to leave out of these like shrubs, bushes, underneath the moonlight. And so I'm gonna show you the details on this card are just awesome. I actually really like it. Alright, so let's get back to our spread and back to our reading. And these are, what direction is my love life headed for the weeks ahead for Capricorn for the month of October? The card was the Six of Swords, and the meaning is quite literally, it's you're moving out of stormy waters and into calmer ones. If you have experienced difficult times, this card assures you that matters will improve and harmony will once more be restored. As the Six of Swords in the boat demonstrates, our experiences are part of us and travel with us, a reminder of our life lesson we have encountered. This card can also represent a physical journey, usually long over water. So in our love lives, Capricorn, for the month of October, it's telling us maybe we were kind of in a rocky situation with a husband, a wife, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. Either way it goes, if you're single, it's talking about maybe your dating scene, trying to find new people to hang out with. But whatever the case may be with your partnership for the month of Capricorn, October, it is definitely saying that this is the time where you will be moving out of those hardships. You will be moving out of those rocky situations. And you will start to be moving into a more calmer situation, a more calm environment. So that is really good for the month of October for Capricorns. So yay! Just keep in mind that it's gonna start to get a little smoother as the month progresses. The next card in our spread today is, what are my challenges and warnings for the weeks ahead? This card is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles shows that hard work and patience will be rewarded, and that working meticulously towards accomplishments will bring success. You should receive good news concerning your financial position at this time, and all forms of financial applications or sales negotiations are well expected. Although this is a good card, it is important to still plan for the future. Once you have harvested all your collection, it must be replenished for the next time. So these are pretty much like your warnings or your challenges for the weeks ahead. And what that means for you for the month of October, Capricorn, is that maybe you guys are doing really well financially. And you figure, oh, well, I'm doing so well with money right now. I have some extra time and extra play money that I can just go and splurge, and I can be frugal and I can be frivolous. But when you do those things, you're not thinking about, as my mom used to tell me, rainy day money. So just remember that just because you've gotten to a place where you feel like you're comfortable financially, and you've gotten to that comfortable spot where you think that you're okay with your career and that things are going your way, that it's not okay to just start to become lazy, Capricorn. Don't become lazy. Don't drop the ball. Because like I said earlier in our spread, people are always learning. People are always growing. People are always moving forward. And when we become in this stagnant stage where we think that we can take a breath, we can relax for a minute, and we can actually enjoy ourselves, we tend to put everything else on the back burner. And what this card is saying for a warning or a challenge for you, Capricorn, is that you tend to forget about your goals or things that are important to you when you become in these situations. So do not put yourself in those situations where you become so stagnant and you think that everything is okay for a while. It's telling you that the challenge for you this month ahead in October is that you need to keep pushing. You need to keep moving towards your goals. You need to keep that momentum going. Don't slow down. Don't forget the importance of things that you need. And so that is the challenges, that is the warnings that are going to be ahead of you for the month of October, Capricorn. And the last card in our spread today is associated with something I need to let go of in order to move forward in the weeks to come. So far, we have had smooth, clear sailing when it comes to our love life, and that rocky times are over, and we're going to be coming into a soothing situation where everything is going to be okay for a little bit. We have been warned in our career not to have a negative perspective on our work environment, and that karma can come back to bite you in the butt. So if you want to play dirty and you want to have this negative vibe, this negative energy that you're putting out, it's going to come back to you and it's going to bite you in the butt. So, in the beginning of the month, we have this person that's going to be there for us. It's going to be this strong individual male aspect, or this strong male situation that is going to pretty much stand by us, and they're going to be strong for us. Don't forget that in the previous weeks past that you also had, Capricorn, maybe a friendship or an unpleasant situation that you needed to step away from for a little bit. Remember that sometimes we just need time apart, and that we will come back together and become even stronger. So the last card in our spread today is the Four of Cups reversed. And this is something that I need to let go of in order to move forward in the weeks ahead. An opportunity may present itself, but you have to make every effort to grab it. This is required of hard work. Don't close yourself off to possibilities and opportunities because you are too wrapped up in yourself. Your overindulgence has taken its toll. Possibly mental or physical illness can surface. You have experienced an emotional shutdown due to the fear of expressing your true emotions. Remember that there are people who are around you and who need your support and your attention. Since this is in the card that it's warning us something that we need to let go of in order to move forward in the weeks to come. It's pretty much saying that what you need to let go of, what you need to wrap your head around is the perspective of being all about Capricorn, all about Capricorn. And that sometimes you need to step out of yourself, Capricorn, and you need to realize that there are other people, there are other, situations, there are other things that are going on in our world around us. But because that we as Capricorns tend to self-indulge rather than think logically and move forward with things, that we get into this place where we're kind of living on cloud nine. Like, we don't really see things that are going on around us, and when we do, we perceive them in a negative way. So in order to move forward for the weeks ahead, Capricorn, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to step outside of yourself, step outside of your comfort zone, Capricorn. You're going to need to change your perspective and the way that you think. And this is not going to be easy. It is going to be challenging. And it's something that you're going to have to work at. You're going to have to push yourself for. But in the long run, it's going to make you a better person. It's going to put you in a better situation for doing the things in a positive manner than always having this really down attitude, Capricorn. So keep that in mind for the month of October. And that concludes our monthly reading for you for the month of October 2018, Capricorn. I hope that you liked this video. And if you would want, I will be back next month in November for another reading. Woohoo! You can choose whether or not you want to like and subscribe to this channel to see future videos. And if you want, you can also follow me on Facebook. And I have that link in the description box below. So, bye Capricorns! Exciting stuff, exciting stuff.